Hi, welcome to Heal Yourself therapies. This week I want to just talk in general about some of the things that I'm seeing happening around me, around us really. You know that I live in Spain, and here in Spain there is tremendous hype at the moment for everything that's happening. And when I'm saying hype, I'm talking about hype, negative hype, about mask wearing, and about the fact that they are gagging. Literally, I think that's the word I would use. They are gagging for a second wave. And a little bit later on, I'm going to put a video on so you can see just how much the powers that be are gagging for a second wave. And you've got to ask yourself, why would they want that? Why is it so important that they have a second wave? And there are just so many things happening in the world at the moment. I feel like I live in two camps. I live in my world, my bubble, which is looking at the alternative media, I suppose, looking at the alternative side of life. What's happening around us, all of the things that the media doesn't report on at all, because now obviously the media, owned by the 6 companies that run the world, the media only reports what it is that the bulk of the people have to hear, and they will never ever report on anything else. And I remember years ago I used to think something would come out and I would think, oh man, surely the press are going to be all over this. And of course I was completely wrong, because the press are not interested in anything that doesn't fit in with the paradigm and the agenda that is running, the narrative that they've got to communicate. And so there are all kinds of things happening. For example, and this is in the news, but this is in the news, I think, because it has to be in the news. Remember that what they do is this: when enough people are talking about something, they monitor the media and the social media all of the time. They take their the cues from the social media, and also they manipulate social media so that people think in the way that they think. So when a lot of people are talking about something, they must mention it. But what they'd always do is they mention it and they skew it around. So for example, I'll give you an example of that. Some fantastic news came out yesterday. Now, I already told you about the fact that in the UK, around about 20% of the people said that they would not accept. All right? However, suddenly it's jumped up to 33%. In the last poll, 33% of the people in the UK said, no way, man. Now, it was only a week ago that I said 20%. Now, how cool is that? Remember, I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep on saying it because it's so important. The journey to being awakened is a one-way street. There is no reverse. Right? So once people get there, they don't move from there. And so it can only get bigger. We can only get more, which is brilliant news for us. So, never be disheartened by thinking, oh, am I the only one in this world who sees this madness? No. You are amongst many good people. Many good people who are in the same frequency, the same mindset. And they are seeing what you are seeing. And we are becoming many. So in the US, now last week it was 50%. I haven't seen any other figures. But already, there are stories coming out about the people who've had this tested. And for example, lab rats, that 97% of them ended up sterile in the tests. These are all things that are coming out, but not in mainstream, right? And obviously there are lots of tests and there are lots of different ones, so I'm not specifically saying all of them, but it's there. So Ghislaine Maxwell has been arrested, who was the madame of Epstein. Okay, that, horrible person doesn't even deserve to be here on the earth. However, she is the owner. These people are not stupid. They had what's called a dead man's switch. she has access to all of the videos of all of the people who visited the island and who enjoyed Epstein's pleasures. Right? You just don't need to investigate very much to understand what they were, and I don't fancy talking about them. But when you look at the list of the people who travelled on the aeroplane that was known as the Lolita Express, when you see the list and of important people, royalty, Hollywood stars, politicians, key people, then you know that there is a lot of people who are caking it right now. A lot of people who are absolutely caking it. And I saw a really funny meme which said, we are very sorry for Ghislaine Maxwell's death, which will happen next Tuesday at 9:30. And that was the same as the when Epstein was in prison. Everyone was making jokes about the fact he was going to die, and he did, right, with suicide obviously. So let's see what happens here. But there are things happening that are under the radar, that are so enormous, that are so intense, that are changing everything, but you don't hear them from mainstream media. And obviously I think most the audience that watches these videos is a very small audience. It went up about 20 times because I put the title Jehovah's Witnesses in the last one, and unfortunately, to actually get the video seen, you've got to start putting titles and clickbait and stuff like that, and I've never really fancied it. So hopefully now that some more people have come to the channel, then hopefully they'll stay and they'll watch this video as well. So there are all kinds of things now being talked about: mass arrests of very, very high level people, executions of high level people, talks of the global reset that's up and coming, all of these things. Now, I don't know if they're true or not. I really don't know if they're true or not. But there's an awful lot of talk about them. There's an awful lot of talk. What is true, and what the media won't focus on, because this is not their bag, this is not their thing. All over the world, there is a mass of arrests, bringing down the whole network of child trafficking, child abuse. The world that has been going on, this network of taking children and doing awful things. And watch The Fall of the Cabal if you want to understand that. It's there in 7 parts. You'll understand it. All over the world, they're bringing down these networks. They're bringing down drug networks and the child pornography, child trafficking networks in their thousands. They're rescuing thousands. In Barcelona alone, a network was taken down and they rescued 2,000 people who were being trafficked, and of them, massive amount that were children. So all of that is happening, and that was a promise given by what are called the white hats, the people who are working on behalf of us on this earth, because we have people working for us in other realms as well. And they said that that was their first job. But you understand, why is it the first job? It's the first job because it is the core of the Luciferian sect that these people, the cabal, that these people are involved with. And saying people, these beings, I don't even know what to call them. I mean, they don't deserve to be classed in our group. That's how they survive. That's the way that they survive. And you'll have heard lots of people talking about adrenochrome, and it's what they take from these horrible things that they do, and it maintains them. And then you see pictures of lots and lots of the very high level people who were incredibly old and looked incredibly young, and now suddenly they look incredibly old. Within weeks they've aged. How can that be? Because these networks are being taken down. And they used these children to maintain themselves. Okay, and again, I don't want to go into it. You look it up if you don't know already. If you know already, you know already. But all of that's happening behind the scenes, and it'll never come out on mainstream TV, or lamestream TV as it's called, because they're part of the same thing. It would be like reporting on your own downfall. Why on earth would they ever do that? And so there are tons and tons of stuff. There is tons of stuff that's happening around the world that flies in the face of what we're seeing. What are we seeing at the moment? Everyone's having to wear a mask. There's panic, mass panic. They are dying for a second wave. And I'm going to leave you now with this, and it's a little video of Bill and Melinda Gates, who appear to have changed from what they were. They appear, physically, I'm talking, especially Melinda. If you look at Melinda, if you look at photos of her a while back and then photos of her now, there's something seriously awry with that picture. Just you consider it yourself. Have a look. Photos of her before, when she was, from in my book, a pretty woman, and photos of her now, where she's not even a pretty man. So you will see the glee that these people have with the idea of a second wave, in which they are hoping that millions will be killed.
So we, we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is, will get attention this time.
And so we've got that. All right, we've got this horrible world of chaos. That's what they are wanting to sell us. And then on the other side, we've got this world where lots of things are happening, lots and lots of help is being given, and lots of changes are happening. And so really, it's just a matter of which side you want to stand on. It isn't that we have to become soldiers of, and fight. No. We need to just make a stand. Where are we choosing to resonate? Where do you want to resonate? Okay? And that's all that you need to do. The more people that are going to resonate on the side of good, then we become like beacons. Let me explain something that the emissaries have explained to me lots and lots of times, and they keep coming back to it. We are resonant creatures. Everything is a vibration on this earth. And we resonate at a vibration. That we then become a beacon. Just like when two strings are next to one another and one is vibrating. If you tune the other string to the same frequency, if you pluck that string, the other one automatically starts to vibrate in sympathy. Okay? It's a sympathetic vibration. That is how we are. That's why when we get together and we are of the same vibration, you can feel it. And when we get together with somebody who is not vibrating at our level, then we feel that too. That there isn't that frequency. Yeah? There's no resonance. And so what our job is to resonate. Is to resonate at a high a frequency as possible. How do we do that? We do that by keep looking at things that will give us hope. Right? Now, some people go, oh yeah, but you're living in cloud cuckoo land, it's all pie in the sky. How do we know? We don't know. That's the truth. We do not know. We've never known. We don't know what the truth is. Right? We're not good enough to know what the truth is. But what we can do is we can resonate at a frequency that will bring our truth, that will bring what we want. And imagine the more of us that resonate at that frequency, then we become a bigger beacon. Then we become so powerful that we begin to create frequencies in others. We begin to resonate with so many that we get to the 100th monkey, where suddenly everyone starts resonating our frequency. Now that's a job, because the evil people have got this earth resonating at such a low frequency. But check out the Schumann resonance. Check out what's happening. We've got lots of help. We've got lots of help from here and way beyond. All right, so we're not having to do this on our own, but we do our part. We want to resonate. So that's, don't listen to bad stuff. If it looks like it's going to bring you down, don't watch it. All right? We'll find out soon enough anyway. Fill yourself up. Watch yourself. Watch really nice stuff. Watch stuff that's going to build you up, that's going to make you resonate. Talk to people who are on your frequency. Don't go onto social media and try and argue with people. Why? Because on social media, let me tell you that at least 90% of all of the people who attack you for your beliefs are trolls, paid trolls that do that. That's their job. That's their job, is to cause disharmony, to cause chaos, and to attack, and to make, to mock the people who have beliefs outside of the agenda. Right? That's all. So there's no point in arguing with those people. And if they are real people, there's still no point in arguing with them, because they will never, ever come round that way. You know, there's an expression which is, don't try and teach pigs to sing. It wastes your time and it annoys the pigs. That's what now, don't take me wrong, I'm not calling those people pigs. What I'm saying is, just don't do it. We could use horses. Don't try and teach horses to sing. It wastes your time and annoys the horses. It just doesn't matter, whatever it is. Those people can't be woken up by you arguing with them. There's no point. It's best actually to leave it as nice as you can and let them alone. They'll find a way. They'll find a way. Okay? So I was going to end with the video from Bill and Melinda, but I put it earlier because I don't want to end with that negative horribleness, because we're in wonderful times. We're in times where a change is coming, and it's a change that is going to be so enormous for mankind that we will look back on these moments as some of the worst that we've had to go through. And I know many people are feeling that way. I hear this from people saying, I can't stand it. You know, the amount of people that I've heard saying, if we are reincarnated, if we do keep coming back, I do not want to come back anymore. And I've heard that from lots of people, and I understand exactly why. I understand, because this is tough. This is tough. But when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And that's what we've got to do. Just keep at it. Keep resonating. Keep helping. Keep passing the positive message. And we'll get through this. We will. I promise you. But no. See you later.